Hey everybody, Nick from Triathlon here. Today I'm going to do another then versus now comparison, but specifically looking at race day hydration at the top of the Kona heap. So we're going to look again to compare the races from 2024 back to 2011. And I'm specifically just going to look at the second and third place from the men's race. I think we pick on number one enough. Let's see what the rest of the podium looks like and take a look at the trends that have happened from then to now. So taking a look at the screen here, we have on the left-hand side, Andreas Railert and Pete Jacobs, who took third and second place respectively in the 2011 race. And then on the right, we have Magnus Ditlev and Rudy Von Berg, who took second and third place respectively in the 2025 race. And if you just look from this zoomed out perspective, maybe things look similar. There's a bottle here and there. There's a couple gentlemen folded up into the arrow position, and you might say, well, not much has changed. But those of you who have been to this channel before probably know better. There is a world of difference here, both from a practical perspective, an aerodynamic one, and in terms of what it means for the sport and trends going forward. So let's take a look at Mr. Railert. I think this is the first year that I ever saw him wearing an aero helmet in Kona. Prior to that, he was always on road helmets. This is the Giro Selector with the larger of the two fairings underneath, which I think worked well with his back. When he was looking up the road, it kind of mated nicely to his position. He's riding what is, for this period in time, a pretty traditional position. His upper arm is going straight down, and then his forearms are mostly horizontal but tipped up a bit. This was about as high as you'd see in terms of tilt back then. But his hydration situation is, very indicative of the time. He has a single BTA bottle right between the arms, and then a big down tube bottle. This is a liter bottle, or maybe a liter plus. He loved this yellow bottle. He used this exact one for a number of years, and I'm guessing it had his concentrated nutrition in it, and he probably just supplemented with water the rest of the way there. What pros have the benefit of is their speed, and so they make it from station to station much more quickly than us amateurs. So if all they need to do is supplement with water, maybe they can get away with just having a single bottle cage. That wouldn't work for me, but apparently it worked for Mr. Railert. Let's take a look at last year's number 3, Rudy Von Berg. A different story here. Rudy has at least one bottle up front pointing backwards. I don't know if there's anything else between his arms. I don't think so. I think he just has the single one up front and then 2 in back. This Wove bottle looks like it has quite a bit of capacity as well. Maybe that's another 1 liter bottle. And he's got this Elite down tube bottle, but it's an Aero one. You don't see a lot of round down tube bottles these days because it's just such an easy aero gain to make. Take the round bottles off the down tube, put them elsewhere. Even if it's a small difference, 10, 20 grams, that's significant. A watt here, a watt there. If you make all these little cuts, you can kill the aero beast with the death by 1,000 cuts, so to speak. So there's Rudy compared to Andreas Railert. The helmet situation is not dissimilar, although he's using this Ekoi helmet that flares out to the shoulders and, a much more modern position with, a more forward leaning reach, much more arm tilt, definitely closing that aero bag quite a bit. Okay, let's go look at Pete Jacobs, and then we'll compare that to the winner of the aero bottle game this year, Magnus Ditlev. But okay, Pete Jacobs, again, just a BTA bottle. Looks like he's supplementing with water. This looks like an Arrowhead water bottle from the course. I think I'd seen him with the Torhans bottles in the past, or some other kind of bottle there as well. Again, a very traditional 2011 position here. His helmet with quite a gap sticking out in the wind. We would love to improve that, probably, especially in conjunction with a more forward-leaning position. Looks like he had something here that I don't know if it fell out or what happened, but yikes, this scares me. I mean, the man took second place at the World Championships, and there's one bottle on his bike right now. I would be terrified. I don't think there's one back here either. I think this is just a flat kit storage or something else back here, but I don't see any cages. I don't remember if there's a story behind this, if something happened or if the man just rides from station to station with one bottle. These days, I would not be cool with that, but apparently he was. Okay, and now let's go to the champion of the Aero bottle solution for 2025, Magnus Ditlev. Magnus is riding with these 3 750, or maybe they're even, I think they're 1 liter bottles. So he's got 4 liters, you know. Contrast 2025's number 2, Magnus Ditlev, with 2011's number 2, Pete Jacobs, the single, you know, 700 milliliter bottle versus 4 liters. And this particular setup will no longer be legal in Ironman racing because you can't have more than 2 liters on the saddle, but I'm sure he could just move one of those to the front and still be within the rules. But amazing, right? People are finding not only does this work from an aerodynamic perspective, but I would feel much more comfortable myself having all of this fluid on the bike. Number one, you don't have to go to an aid station and break aero, get out, grab the bottle. You're ruining this perfect little bullet that you're trying to punch through the wind. But then also, if you don't happen to grab that thing, then what? You know, you're out of water for the next 10 miles or whatever it is. So this is, you know, what we consider much more orthodox today. I would be much more comfortable riding this kind of situation than the Pete Jacobs one. Yeah, this is just terrifying to me. A single bottle and you don't know what's coming down the road next. But tell me what you think. How do you set up your bike for hydration these days? Are you going to have to change things now that the rules have just been revised for Ironman racing? We make a new product called the BTA Elevator that enables you to do just about anything you could possibly dream of up front, and we have some products to do anything you want in the back as well, in the pipeline, getting ready to be launched in the near future. So let me know what you think. I will definitely read and reply to your comments as I always do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.